Cobra-Kai Fight Stats Season 1, Episodes 2 through 5. Might surprise you to know there's only one big fight in the first 4 episodes of this show, and that's the one in Episode 1, Johnny versus Kyler and his friends. The next big one is in Episode 5 at the end, which is what we're going to look at today, the epic Cafeteria battle. The only other fight, and it's a real short scrap, is Miguel versus, once again, Kyler and friends in Episode 3, Esqueleto. Miguel's very first fighting technique of the entire show is on Kyler. It's a jumping front kick right to the chest, and he gets a cool 2-for-1 knockdown. The problem for him is he's in such shock at what he just did, as you can see here, that he does not see he's about to get attacked, and he does. Thrown up against the fence, so that's one successful throw from the big guy. So that's a clean technique for him, and after that it's not really a fight, it's just a beat down. So the first win for Team Bad Guys. Also, before Episode 5 arrives, we have Daniel LaRusso versus jerk rival car dealer, 1-0 against Boba T. 360 spin kick, his first move of the entire series. And then, lastly, before the cafeteria brawl, you get Miguel versus Aisha. Here she is a first-time student, and he sidekicks her as hard as he can. That's not very nice. She goes down hard, but then gets some fantastic revenge. Look at the elevation on here. She double legs him, but also gets a significant amount of air before slamming him down. That's a great example of what they go for in this show. I call their fight style exaggerated realism. It's nothing like wire fu, it's real moves, but kind of cranked up to 11. Speaking of that, she then lands a flying knee on Miguel and scores a TKO. Technically, this was just training and sparring, but that's one of the funny things about the show is just in training, you see moves that are just brutal, hospital-worthy moves. And now, on to the main event. Episode 5, in the cafeteria, Miguel versus, guess who, Kyler and his friends. This is the first big set-piece fight since Episode 1, so they put a lot into this. It's great. I said before, Kyler's the king of telegraphing, so that's what happens here 3 times in a row. Gentle push, aggressive push, and then the biggest wind-up to a punch you've ever seen. Miguel has all day to pick his counter, so he blocks with his left hand and wraps up that arm, from outer to inner, and then uses his free right hand to pop Kyler right in the face. Kyler responds with a big double leg. Miguel really needs to work on his sprawl, right? Aisha did it to him, Kyler does it to him. Kyler then chooses to drag Miguel around ragdoll style a little bit from one table to another, before finally trying to apply a choke. TV movie fight coordination come to the rescue with the elbow to the ribs that ends the grappling. Ask yourself if you've ever seen a guy in an MMA fight get the other guy off of his back with an elbow. Not so much, but it's a convenient mechanism for letting the fight continue in a more dynamic manner, so it's been a go-to in movies and TV shows forever. Real quick, look at the position Miguel gets Kyler in here. He could have finished the fight for sure, because it looks like he could deliver a killer Nagewaza-type throw from this position. Funny enough, to show you what I'm talking about, all I had to do is reach down on the floor next to my foot, pick up this book. There's Master Taguchi, who studied with the real Master Miyagi. And I found the exact technique I was thinking about. That's not the perfect illustration, but you see how the hand has been pulled down on the left? That forces the opponent to do a full flip and crash land, unless he wants his arm broken. So that's what was getting set up, and notice, though, they keep the fight moving, which is what you want in, an action TV movie fight scene. So Miguel pulls the arm down, doubles Kyler over, just like the partner in that last picture, but then delivers a straight left to the head. Follows that up with a spinning side kick to the back, and Kyler's out for a bit. Miguel stopping to appreciate his own work, but this time he's learned his lesson, so he reacts in time, sweeps the big kid who's incoming, gets grabbed from behind by the kid in plaid, doubles him over with an elbow to the gut, and catches the next one with a front kick. And then right back to the former with a spinning crescent kick to the head. Upon further review, by the way, it's clear Miguel escaped with a shot to the groin and not the body. The fight coordinators now introduce a really fun and new element to the whole show, not just to this fight, which is like a Jackie Chan type action. So Miguel has laid everyone to waste, not even 1 KO or TKO yet, but 4 knockdowns. Very impressive. Now it's time to make some space, so he runs, rolls over this table, and catches this tray behind him as he rolls out. Pretty slick. Sets up his foot, so he's now armed with a chair and a tray, the full cafeteria arsenal. Sends the chair skidding into the legs of the first attacker, who's out for the count. KO number 1. Evades a shot from the kid in plaid and sends him to the floor with a flat of the side tray strike to the back. That's the first flag we have to throw on this because there's just no way that would be effective. Nor would it hurt somebody's hand significantly, I don't think, if you block a punch with it, which is what he does to the big kid. That puts a pause on him while Miguel returns his attention here, and a tray strike to the gut and the head finish this one off. Big kid's back. Miguel evades the charge and delivers a knee. Some people teach that as an application from Saifukata, by the way. Anyway, follows it up with the flat of the tray to the back to bring this one down. So 3 down, 1 to go. Speaking of the big kid's back, it's the stepping stone for this last bit of Jackie Chan flair as Miguel gets up onto the table, delivers a reverse hook kick to the head of Kyler, all while still retaining the tray, which he then uses to deliver the coup de grace. Actually, then, everybody was finished with a tool, either the chair or the tray. And there's your winner, Miguel, who's got his redemption. Aisha's in the shot, and this fight is called No Mercy because that's what she yells out at the beginning of it. Now for the stat sheet. Basically, you replace Johnny with Miguel because that's what's happening. It's the Cobra-Kai guy versus Kyler and his friends, and the stats are pretty similar. Johnny and his student Miguel score the exact same number of techniques out of the exact same total, 19 out of 25. Kyler again comes in second with about a fifth, and his friends are once again almost entirely useless. And lastly, I'll verbally rattle off Miguel's 19 techniques by type. 2 joint locks, 2 punches, 2 elbows, 4 kicks, 1 knee, 1 sweep, 6 tray hits, and 1 chair. Really impressive for a guy who didn't know how to fight at all when the season started. Well, that gets us all the way from episode 2 to 5. Thanks.